Nakajima Ki27. The Nakajima Ki27, also known as the Type 97 fighter, served as the primary fighter aircraft for the Imperial Japanese Army Air Service until 1940. It was nicknamed Nate by the Allies and sometimes referred to as Abdul in the China-Burma-India theater. In 1935, the Imperial Japanese Army organized a competition among Nakajima, Mitsubishi, and Kawasaki to develop a new low-wing monoplane fighter to replace the Kawasaki Ki-10 biplane. The goal was to create a fighter with better performance than the experimental Mitsubishi Ki-18. The competition resulted in three designs: the Nakajima Ki27, the Kawasaki Ki28, and the Mitsubishi Ki33, a modified version of the Mitsubishi A5M carrier-based fighter. Nakajima's Ki27 was based on their earlier Ki11 monoplane fighter but featured an air-cooled radial engine and fixed landing gear. It had a distinctive wing design that would later appear on other Nakajima fighters. Despite being slower and having lower climb performance than its competitors, the Ki-27 was selected by the Army for its exceptional turning ability due to its low wing loading. The Army ordered 10 pre-production samples of the Ki-27A, which had an enclosed cockpit with a sliding canopy and larger wings. The aircraft was officially accepted into service in 1937 as the Army Type 97 fighter. Production was carried out by Nakajima, Tachikawa Aircraft Company Ltd., and Manchukuo Hikoki Seizo KK, resulting in a total of 3,368 units built before production ceased in 1942. The Ki-27 served as the main fighter for the Imperial Japanese Army Air Force until the beginning of World War II. It initially enjoyed air superiority over northern China but lost this advantage when faster Soviet Polikarpov I-16 fighters were introduced by the Chinese. During the 1939 Battle of Khakan-Jeowel against the USSR in Mongolia, the Ki-27 faced both Polikarpov I-15 biplanes and I-16 monoplanes. Initially, the Ki-27's performance matched the early I-16s and outperformed the I-15 biplanes. With skilled Ki-27 pilots, the Japanese gained aerial superiority. However, as the Soviet Air Force received improved I-16s with greater speed, firepower, and armor, the Ki-27 lost its advantages and couldn't compete. The Soviets employed new tactics, including flying in formations, using altitude and speed advantages, and hit-and-run tactics, similar to strategies later used by Claire Chennault's Flying Tigers in 1941. Japanese losses in the conflict were significant, but they claimed 1,340 aircraft, which was 6 times the number of admitted Soviet losses and 3 times the number of Soviet aircraft reported in the theater. Japanese losses totaled 120, including Ki-10s, while the Russians claimed 215 losses, despite the peak Japanese fighter strength being 200. Overclaiming was common during World War II. Warrant Officer Hiromichi Shinohara was the top-scoring pilot in the conflict and the leading Ajov pilot on the Ki-27. He claimed 58 Soviet planes, including a record 11 in one day, while flying Ki-27s. However, he was eventually shot down by a group of I-16s on August 27, 1939. The Japanese fighter pilots favored the Ki-27 for its high turn rate, which led the Army to prioritize maneuverability. Unfortunately, this decision hindered the development of faster and more heavily armed fighters. The Ki-27 continued to serve until the beginning of World War II in the Pacific, escorting bombers in various campaigns but initially struggling against the Brewster F-2A Buffalo in the Philippines. The Ki-27 saw extensive action against the American Volunteer Group at the beginning of the war but was soon outclassed by the American Curtiss P-40 Warhawks. It was replaced in frontline service by the Nakajima Ki-43, while surviving Ki-27s continued to serve as trainers. The Ki-27 was also exported for use by Manchukuo and the Thai Armed Forces, where it engaged in combat. In Thai service, Ki-27s reportedly damaged 2 North American P-51 Mustangs and shot down 1 Lockheed P-38 Lightning and 1 North American P-51 Mustang. In the later stages of World War II, due to a desperate shortage of aircraft, the Japanese used all available machines, including the Ki-27 and Ki-79 trainers. Some were even equipped with explosives for kamikaze attacks. They also redeployed some as fighters, resulting in significant losses during engagements, such as a confrontation on February 16, 1945, when 16 Ki-79 trainers from the 39th Educational Flight Regiment faced a massive air raid from the U.S. Task Force 58 carrier group. In this engagement, 6 aircraft were lost, more were damaged, and 5 pilots were killed. The Japanese also managed to damage at least 1 F-6F Hellcat and possibly down a second in return. Thank you for watching.